Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us. We're super excited to be here with you guys tonight. And that was a great commercial to start this program. We've got a really fun hour planned, and I hope that you will understand how excited we are about this horn. We have put a lot of work into it, a lot of time. There's been going back and forth with technicians and a lot of consultants who have really helped us build this. And it's been a really long time. You know, we joked in the office a few times. We've got this beautiful brochure, and if you've seen any of our advertising for this horn, it says, our tagline is "the horn you've been waiting for." But when we finally got the final prototype, we thought, wow, this is the horn we've been waiting for, because it's been a really long time. So, a lot of the taglines that we use and the marketing is that, including that line, are "the details matter." This has been 10 years or more in the making, and it makes it that much more exciting to get it across the finish line. Our team never gave up trying to get everything right, and we have had a lot of help. So we've had some help with innovative technologies, and we've had some help with people in the industry who've been doing this for a really long time, including Chuck Ward. I'm going to let one of our guests talk about him a little bit, but Chuck is pretty renowned in his field. And, so how this whole thing starts, just to give you guys some idea of the difficulty in production, is, we start out with a handmade object that is assimilate a musical instrument, the real thing. It gets sent over here. It gets evaluated, and then there's changes made. And when I talk about changes, I'm talking about everything on this horn gets taken apart, and it gets optimized and gets put back together. So it's really neat. And again, it's really exciting. And, it almost gives you chills when the final prototype makes it to my office, and it's perfect. And so it gets signed off on a bunch of players, and then it goes to the next stage of what we call basically they make 8 at a time. So they'll make the next 8, and then those come over, and we test them for consistency. We put them in the hands of players and performers and let them play them for long periods of time. And they evaluate them. If there's something that they don't like, then we take it to heart. We see if we can fix it. And anyway, it's been a lot of fun. So I'm not going to get too involved in a lot of the features in the introduction, because we've got some videos, and we've got some pretty exciting people that are going to talk about the instrument with us. So I'm going to be joined later by Jennifer Coomer and Dr. Robert Fant. So they'll be available for some question and answer, and we're also going to have some demonstrations by Jennifer. So a few of the features that I'd like to talk about that really make this horn exciting are the F side. The F side tube, the 3D bending tube. This is this tube here. You notice that it's all one piece until it reaches the slide receiver. There's no breaks in it. And this by itself, there were several prototypes that went back and forth just to make this right. And again, once we finally got it together, it's pretty funny, because the next to the last prototype had been soldered and unsoldered and soldered. It was amazing to see. So that's pretty cool. Another thing that we've got is the one-piece lead pipe. If you can see the lead pipe that goes from here to here, it's all one piece, and that was another pretty exhilarating experience. Just the lead pipes going back and forth in the mail from person to person to person. Everybody taking a look at it to make sure it was absolutely perfect, and you solder it on, and okay, well, it's not perfect anymore. Let's take it apart and redo it. So again, the details matter. A lot of details, a lot of time, a lot of postage. It's been incredible. The cases are destroyed because they've gone back and forth to people over and over again. So it's pretty neat. A few other things that make this horn unique, not necessarily in the horn industry, but for what we're doing, is this the thumb lever is adjustable, not just up and down, but it goes back and forth. And if you notice, this axis is cylindrical, so it moves all the way around. You tighten it with an Allen wrench, and that's pretty neat. And we hear from horn players that's a really cool feature. And then the adjustable pinky hook, which you do see on a lot of pro instruments, and that's pretty neat too. So we also put these phosphor bronze caps on them. The caps on these are phosphor bronze because it's a little bit softer material. it's less resistant to noise that you would get, just by friction. And also because they're different alloys, they are going to tend to corrode a little bit less. So those are really neat features. We're going to talk about all that stuff later on, and talk about Chuck Ward, and then we're going to have some giveaways at the end of the show. And we're super excited that you're here. And I guess that's it. By the way, my name is Mike Summers. I am the brand manager here at KHS America in Mount Juliet, Tennessee. Next up, we're going to show a really neat video by freelance hornist Rachel Velvicus. It was done off-site here in the Nashville area. I hope you enjoy it.
This XO 1650D Geyer wrapped horn is absolutely amazing in every single register. If you wanted to play the short call, you will nail that high C unlike any other high C on any other horn you've ever tried. And just the incredible phenomenon of the low register in all the horns that I've ever tried, of it not being resonant or fat with a pH. This horn does that you don't even have to try. It just automatically comes out, just anything you want to play. My name is Rachel Velvicus, and I am a professional freelance horn player. I've been playing horn for 28 years. I've played in the Richmond Symphony, the Williamsburg Symphony. I've done operas, ballets with Virginia Opera, and I'm also on faculty at the University of Richmond. And I'm here to talk to you today about the 1650D Geyer Wrap XO horn. It is absolutely fabulous. This horn sounds phenomenal. I just put my lips to the mouthpiece and any sound I want that I have in my head comes out immediately without any effort whatsoever. And I can play fortissimo, I can play pianissimo, I can play some Star Wars, some Princess Leia theme, or I can play some Mahler, and it takes the same amount of effort. I don't really even have to think about it. I just think it in here and it comes out of here. And you really don't find that on a whole lot of horns. So this is truly a special horn because you can just effortlessly play and the sound is just going to knock your socks off no matter what. So I would recommend this to anybody because the way that it seamlessly goes throughout all of the registers and all of the ranges, it just makes it so smooth. It's almost like butter. You can't even tell that there's an embouchure shift. And I just love that I can play in any single register at any volume and have the same tone, and it's no effort at all. So I get this big giant box in the mail, and of course I'm expecting this beautiful instrument. But what I didn't expect was the utmost beauty of it. I opened it up, and what I loved about this XO horn immediately was the beautiful valve caps. And also doing the testing of the valves themselves, you can tell it's so seamless. Everything is super, super automatic, and there's no clankety clank like with certain horns. And the way that the valves are going in the back here, it's just really easy to play and really easy to push down. There's no strain on my wrist at all. It's just so simple. So another thing I really love about this XO horn is that if you look at the valves in the back, you'll see these little feet here are curved, and that makes it so smooth you can't hear anything. And also a neat little thing about it is these bottom valve caps right here. You can see they're a different color than the normal valve caps. These are actually made of phosphor bronze. And what that does is it really protects the horn, so there'll be little to no corrosion. So another great thing about this XO horn is that the lead pipe is all in one piece. So you have less chances for any kind of note error or slotting issues. With the one-piece lead pipe, every single note comes out exactly the way you want it. So on a lot of other horns, the F side and the B flat side differ so much in sound and quality, production, all of that. But with this, they actually came up with a unique way to make the F side all one piece. And it was through a process called the 3D bending process. And so what that does is it makes both the F side and the B flat side sound exactly the same. There's no bubbles whatsoever because of that 3D bending. This horn has great resonance, and a part of that is because of this soldered joint right here, which was actually designed by Chuck Ward, and it just creates a more open resonance. It's really easy to get the sound out. Mechanically, you're going to be spending less time in the repair shops because it's that much more durable. A great feature on this horn is how well I can use it for hours without stressing my hand out. And that is because of the thumb over here is adjustable. You can bring it up or down this way. And also on the pinky, you see right here, you can move this up and down. So this goes up or down. So I can play this for as long as I want without any stress or discomfort in my wrist. The versatility, the ease between the registers, the intonation, all of these things make this the horn I've been waiting for.
So we just watched a video that we shot with Rachel Velvicus talking about the instrument, and now we're back in the studio with Jennifer Coomer. Jennifer, what did you think of the video that you just watched?
Oh my gosh, so that was a perfectly done video and a great, concise way of describing this EXO horn, which I love as well. I thought Rachel did a beautiful job describing all the features about it so that you all can understand what's special about it. It is absolutely gorgeous. I didn't expect it to play as well as it does just by looking at it. I thought that's way too pretty, but it plays great. So I'm excited. I was excited to see her take on it. And I'm excited to demonstrate things for you now if you'd like to hear it.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. So for all of you that don't know Jennifer, Jennifer's a local Nashville-based hornist. She, you can hear her on thousands of movie and video game soundtracks. She plays with the Huntsville Symphony Orchestra and is an extra with the Nashville Symphony. She is also the professor of horn at Tennessee State University and Lipscomb University. And a lot of the feedback that we're getting, we understand that it plays really well on both sides of the instrument. Maybe you could demonstrate.
Yeah, so there's an F side and a B flat side to a horn, and what I loved about this is how well you can blend those two sides of the horn together, particularly for tricky excerpts, like if you have to play a low horn excerpt that goes really high in Shostakovich 5, that starting note, you can start it here on the F side of the horn, and it's fine. But throwing the thumb down for both of those notes, and then keeping it down for the next octave slur. And I find myself being really able to taper off the dynamic too. So it plays very sweetly, very smooth slurs, a lot of gliding from note to note, which I love about it.
Awesome. Sweetly is a great term. Mm-hmm. How about attack? Can it go the other direction?
Absolutely. Here's an excerpt from, she mentioned the short call, that it should be really easy to go up to a high C, no problem. I don't know about that, but I'll give it a shot. The C really does kind of pop right out, and it's in tune, I think. I don't have a tuner on right now, but just on the spur of the moment.
Yeah, it sounds like it's really in tune.
Optimistic about that capability.
Sure.
Video.
Any pushback from it at all, or are you feeling any restrictions from doing that?
No, it blows real freely. Very, very. It's an open, slotted type of feel, but it's still velvety. So I don't know. I like that combination of it being sweet, but also slotting well, and I don't have to do a ton of fluctuation. Every horn may have some idiosyncrasies in terms of adjusting pitch, but I mean, it's real even between the two. I can play a D here. You know, it's very even.
Great.
So,
what about technical passages? Do the valves give you any issues at all?
No, the valves are incredible. They're much better than a custom horn that I've played for years. No sound. They move really, really evenly. I mean, they're just, again, velvety and smooth and fun to play the horn. I love that about it.
Yeah, I'm standing next to you, and I can hear the valves moving, but there's no clunkiness to them at all. It's great.
No, it's very, very, very well built.
Fantastic.
I hope that's coming across on camera. I don't expect this to be perfect demonstration, but it is, a really good. I hope that's coming through, that you can't hear clunking going on, and that they move very, very quickly and efficiently.
That's wonderful.
And they feel good in the hand with the way you can adjust all of this.
Fantastic. Anything else you'd like to add?
I'm just very grateful to be part of this KHS presentation and have an EXO Pro horn in my hands, and I'd say give it a try. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Jennifer. We appreciate it very much.
Likewise.
So this is a time when you guys get to ask us questions about anything regarding the instrument. I'm going to actually ask the first question, or actually the first two questions. One of the guests that's joining us tonight is Dr. Robert Fant. He's live with us too, virtually. And if you know Dr. Fant, he's the professor of French horn at University of Memphis in Memphis, Tennessee. And he's here to answer some questions. And one of the questions I had for him was, you just got the horn not too long ago, I guess. Dr. Fant, what do you think of it? Maybe some technical difficulties. If you feel like just posting it in, if we can't see or hear you. Awesome. If anybody else has any questions, please feel free to jump on and type them in the questions tab, and we'll answer them as they come in.
Oh, when will they be available?
Okay, we actually have a question about when they'll be available. We actually have, so we're making these in two different versions. We make this in a fixed bell version, which is what Jennifer plays, and we also have a detachable bell version of it. And we just got a shipment in last week of several. So the fixed model is available now. The detachable model will be available soon. They're on their way to us. I'm sure you guys have heard about all kinds of shipping problems, and we're experiencing them just like everyone else, where our stuff is on the way, but just slowed down a little bit. So that's a good question.
Where are they manufactured?
These are manufactured in Taiwan. So our partner factory, we're in a really unique situation here at KHS because we're owned by our manufacturer, and it's a wonderful partnership that we have that's ongoing and back and forth with us. And they're amazing people and amazing partners with us. And so they do all the engineering there in Taiwan and make them there too.
This is a close-up of the horn. The valve caps, that was one of the first things that caught my eye. I just think that is so lovely.
The engraving on them is really intricate.
Yeah. It's a pleasure to hold it. It's a warm feeling, vibrant instrument. It kind of resonates in your hands when you're holding it and playing it. It's hard to describe, and that's why I'd love people that are horn players to come and try it out. I'll show the other side as well. You can see this longer trigger with the valves all in one line, and that works so well.
I also wanted to show the case. The case is really neat too. It's a polycarbonate case. So it's really strong, durable plastic. and it's got a really nice nest inside to house the instrument. It keeps it really secure, and it's got a zipper enclosure with a silicone covering over that to keep it protected from the elements. It's got a really super durable handle.
Oh.
The zipper works flawlessly. It's great. And I mean, even the cases, we've tested the cases over and over again just to make sure that the zippers continue to function the way they're supposed to. So that's been great as well.
Yeah, I do like the case too. I think it's really sleek and really beautiful, especially the fixed bell case. There's a question about where I've played the horn. I've played it on sessions. I'm thinking most recently was we do Catholic music, like tracks for Catholic services. People sing to the tracks that we do. And I did some back-to-back playing at that session. I played it in Ragtime, the musical. I've played it on stage in symphonic situations. Yeah, I practice it at home a lot. I'm working on a piece that I'm supposed to be recording, and it's just a joy to play. So I think we have Dr. Fant, possibly.
Dr. Fant, are you with us now? Okay, well, we'll keep trying that. So next question, this is obviously for Jennifer, is it better suited for studio or for live playing?
Oh, goodness. Can I mention the other horn that's coming out that I've been trying for
Absolutely.
studio playing? I've been trying a crispy model horn, and I had an engineer compare the crispy model horn with this horn, and he liked the crispy sound for studio playing. So I might, there are pictures of the different frequencies that occur between those two types of sounds and instruments. And we were discussing, and maybe Dr. Fant knows more about this, could it be a metal thing or just the way that the horn is built? But I've had no complaints about it in sessions, and I love playing it in sessions, but I think it has a beautiful lyrical quality that can be soloistic and on the symphonic stage as well. The other thing that I would say about that is that I worked with the principal in the Chattanooga Symphony and Huntsville Symphony, and he wants one too. I mean, he loves it. I think he enjoyed playing it a lot too, and his students were really into it as well. So anyway, that's my answer about which is better.
Yeah.
I think it could be both though.
Yeah, we're excited that other people are as excited as we are about this instrument. It's very rare when you launch something like this that you just, the feedback has been phenomenal. It's been just very welcomed and makes us feel really good about what we're doing. So great question. How can someone best arrange to try the instrument? Well, that would be looking for a dealer in your area by going to exobrass.com. So Exo is a family of brass instruments, as if you know, that we make all kinds of professional instruments. And if you just go to that website, there's a dealer finder in there, and you can find a dealer in your area. If that doesn't work for you, you can always message us here at KHS America, and we can arrange to have you get one.
There he is. Hey.
Dr. Fant.
Oh, please be here, Dr. Fant. What a time we're living in when this, yeah. Oh, you? We can hear you
So we
now.
can hear you, Dr.
Okay.
Can you hear us? I guess not. So I wanted Dr. Fant to join us. One of the reasons was he has a personal relationship with Chuck Ward, who's been really a great help for our team here and a wonderful partner with us. And he had some things to share about Chuck Ward and his history and the things that he's done. But hopefully we can get to see him soon. Any other questions from anyone?
The mouthpiece that I play with this, I bought this from Ian Balou, and it's the Venus mouthpiece. That's what I've been playing with it. And until I started trying this horn, I haven't been a big technical guru about, what I play exactly. I just try things until they work. And so this seems to work beautifully with the horn, I think. So
That's great.
yeah. Is it comparable to in price range to other student and professional horns?
So this instrument has a street price of around $4,500, which we feel is a great value for it.
Absolutely. Yeah, I can address that. Like custom boutique horns, it's not only that they're uber expensive, it's that they're very difficult to come by. So even if I wanted and could afford a horn like that, there's a long wait list. And so for people that don't have the time to wait, this, if I play these side by side in recording, it's virtually impossible, at least on my iPad recording, to tell much of a difference between the sound. And I like the comfort of the valves, the less clickiness with this newer, it's so brand new. And I mean, I guess we don't know the test of time, but I'm optimistic that that's not going to ever become an issue with this instrument if it's well cared for. So yeah, I mean, I'm happy to have both. I would never sell my unicorn horn, but I play them both and I'm glad to have both. So
yeah, that's one of the great things about our company XO is we try not to officially launch something until we again get it perfectly right. And just the comments that come in from some of our other instruments that we do, our trumpets, they slot really easily. So we're able to use a lot of those technologies. I know obviously piston valves are a lot different than rotor valves, but there's similar techniques used in honing them correctly and lapping them correctly, and so we're able to cross those bridges when they come and have a jump on it. So it's been great.
Yeah, we mentioned that they're manufactured in Taiwan.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh yeah. A crispy wrap version was mentioned. For those who prefer that type, when will it be available? My understanding was
sometime around March, again, next March. So, that was going to be kind of my closing comment to look out for that if that's what you prefer. The loyalty runs pretty strong with Geyer wrap people versus crispy wrap people, but she's played both of them and she says they both sound great.
Yeah, I actually grew up with more of the crispy line. Started with the Con 8D, then had a Yamaha crispy model, and then long story short, I switched to a Geyer wrap at one point a few years ago. It's been easy to play. My thought about it was that it is easier to play this kind of horn. But I'll tell you, when I got my hands on that crispy, I thought, oh, that's a glorious sound. I really, I miss that sometimes too. So in studio worlds, when you can have the option to try different things, when they have an engineer that's willing to listen to both, I have the luxury living in Tennessee and being able to get my hands on these quickly to use both and try them out. So I'm going to do some more experimenting with that and see what it does. But I think we have Dr. Fant, maybe? I see you. Hi.
You're muted.
Oh, unmute. Yeah. He knows.
Yeah, I guess those valves are so quiet you can't even hear them, right?
He's frustrated. Oh.
It's amazing how technology has changed over, during the pandemic. I'm sure everybody's experienced all of that. And this, you used to have to make these presentations live from an auditorium or a gymnasium, and just the fact that we can just jump online and do this is almost getting to be the norm now.
Yeah, totally.
Does anybody else have any questions?
I do have that case handy if you want me to run and get it.
Or just some information about it.
some information about the other case.
Yeah, the other case.
We also, our creative team has created this wonderful brochure that it's actually already up for an award from the printing company that did it for us. It's got a lot of technology as well. You can kind of see it's got a little bit of, even though it's on paper, you can see there's a little bit of glare and reflection in the pictures on it,
He's there.
and it's pretty cool. So if you take a close-up look, we do have the detachable version as well, and it comes in its own case. And you can see we were going to do the sneak peek on on the crispy horns, and they're in the brochure as well. And if you feel like getting one of these brochures from us, just you can make sure we get your information, and I think we could probably do that when we're going to send T-shirts out and things like that. So include if you want a brochure, make sure that you ask us for one, and we'll send you one of these too, because they're really neat. They're really cool.
Very beautiful.
Yep.
Yeah.
Are you here now?
Yes, I am here now. Can you hear me?
Yay!
Okay, thank God. If
not
I
a
turn,
working.
if I push mute, it will not unmute again. I'm very sorry.
Oh,
Headphones
that's
will
quite
not
all right.
work. Nothing is working. But the horn darn sure works, and I can talk about
Awesome.
it. So,
Yep.
how can I help?
Well, I did introduce them, the audience to you, and let them know that you're the professor of horn at Memphis, and we're
Yes, sir.
excited that you're here. And I don't know if you heard the question. I asked you first, what based on your experience, could you give us a quick rundown of overall how you feel about the instrument?
I think it's a really great horn. I like how it feels. It is, as Jennifer keeps saying, really smooth and easy. I know that I can flash notes or whatever, very easy on the horn. And it goes quite high, quite easily. It's just very free and very silent. And if I had to compare it to another horn, honestly, I would say it's a lot like the Yamaha 871, but just easier to play, to be honest with you. It feels like the bore is not so huge as the 871. And I don't know if you know about the 871, it costs a heck of a lot more. So, I mean, in the end, you get a better deal with a much smoother horn that is balanced the same way as that horn, but has a definite quicker response. Like when Jennifer keeps playing, she keeps going. When she's playing that on her other video, you can hear it's just very immediate, and it has a real brilliance. Of course, she is a brilliant player, so that's not helping. But it is a very fast horn. You can move around very easily on it. It's a great horn, to be really honest with you.
So, I've talked to Dr. Fant a few times, we had one really lengthy conversation, which was great. He actually taught me a lot, even though I'm the brand manager here, about French horn. So he knows a lot of technical things about the instrument, which are great. And you're a great asset, obviously. But one of the most influential and important factors in creating this horn was our relationship with Chuck Ward. Can you tell? I understand you had a relationship with him. You know him personally. So if you could tell us a little bit about who he is and why he would be important for this.
Well, to the horn world, he's famous, infamous, well-known. He basically is Mr. Con 8D. The Con 8D ruled this country for decades and decades, and he was the man in charge of tweaking it, in charge of keeping it, quality control. That's what they were. He was in charge of quality control, and he was the one that kept tweaking things. So when they came up with the new vintage 8D, after several moves of company, they lost their edge, and he brought it back. And honestly, he's just known as a brilliant machinist and a brilliant designer. And you can kind of see these valve caps are definitely Chuck Ward style. I don't know if you've seen some of the older cons, they have that in them. But genius of designs is not really that common, to be honest with you. There's very few people who are genius designers, and Chuck Ward is considered a genius designer. Everyone who's asked me about this horn, they say, "Where did it come from?" I say, "Oh, well, Chuck Ward's been working on design." And they, "Oh, okay, I'm done. I'll try it." That's his brand name of name.
That's great. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just to elaborate on that a little bit, when we started, just again, the lead pipe was a perfect example of that. Just it going back and forth and no, this isn't right. Well, it looks the same as the last one, but it's not right.
Yeah.
And I get this drawing in the mail that's every 5 millimeters, there's a gradual step. And it's like, if you don't make it like this, it will not work, and so,
Yeah.
but we'd have it tested, but, and they would say, oh, it plays great. But then you'd put the one that he finally signed off and he said, this is what I've been waiting for. We put that one on and it changed everything about the instrument. It was amazing.
Yeah, if you where the venturi is, if you don't have those gradual steps down, then it ruins the conical aspect of the horn, and you don't get that great tone. Horns that don't pay attention to that, if they spread it past the 5 to 10, for instance, so if you play a note and it's really got a lot of resonance and ring to it, but if you have one of these horns that do not have the 5 millimeter steps or don't pay attention to where the venturi placement is, it's very and you get this really raspy core sound that doesn't have a beautiful halo to go along with it. And that is what I'm pretty positive hornists and all band directors and orchestra directors really are against. No one wants that sound. So it really is incredibly important to have an even venturi that is conically measured out.
Awesome. So let's see, make sure that I answer.
Yeah.
Parts supply. Okay, so just with all of our instruments, we will have parts available in about probably 30 to 40 days. There will be a schematic on this instrument with absolutely everything going to a part number, and we warehouse the parts here in Mount Juliet, in our facility here, and so they're readily available, and we pick parts all the time for all kinds of things. So the braces, the lead pipes will be available. Pretty much, if it can come off the horn, it will be available as a part. So it'll be great.
I think I could talk about the valve oil issue in the case, not necessarily being enough room for valve oil in the case. Do you see that question?
I didn't actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can answer it.
Well, yeah.
Oh, I
So
see.
I'm kind of known in the sessions and symphony as kind of being the one that carries a lot of valve oil, slide grease, screwdrivers. I even have, if I drop my mouthpiece, I have a reamer to fix it. So people, when they drop their mouthpieces, they run to me, and I carry that bag with me everywhere with extra valve oil. So, if you're around me, you won't have to worry about valve oil issues not being in the case. But I do recommend, I don't leave a lot of that stuff in my case anyway. So having some extra to put in the case, it's good to have that room. But most of us, I really think, have a separate. Mine happens to be a Vera Bradley brand bag with the little picture windows, and I have a snake and a mouthpiece cleaner. But seriously, I think it's a roomy case, and it's efficient and sturdy and really sleek and beautiful. At least the one with the bell not detached. So I like gig bags. I have one on order right now from Marcus Bona. But anyway, that's for a detachable bell horn.
May I ask a question?
Of course.
Sorry, I'm not trying to be rude, but if I push mute, it won't let me come back on. So that was part of all the problems. Have you guys talked, and you're talking about the case, have you shown them the case? Have they seen the case?
Yeah, we showed the case.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I had a lot of chaos because it actually has a little.
No problem.
Spot.
Thank you for the
cases
reminder.
are really cool. I like them.
There's a question for you, Dr. Fant. Have your students had an opportunity to try the instrument?
Yes, we're lucky here. We have a very large studio of 20 people. I think 15 to 20 of them have tried it. If you're on Facebook, you've seen several of my students. I have a couple of doctoral students who are professors, and they have been talking about the horn, and it has spread to their studios as well. I know that several of them are in the market for buying a horn, and they are considering it, and they are probably going to end up with this horn, to be honest, because you're just not going to find this level of horn at this price point, and kids can't always fork out the $15,000 for that handmade custom horn, but they can get the same quality of this for a fraction of that. But yeah, several of my kids have tried it, and I've had no complaints about it so far from any of the kids, and let some high school kids play it, and I know that it's spread to a few other universities.
Great. So I'm going to let you answer the question about how does the weight and balance of the XO field compare to other brands?
That's the one possible issue that I have, only because I have a duck foot type weight on my other horn. So I'm used to, when I stand to play, and I always play with the bell off of my leg. So it fits great. It has an Allen wrench to control the length of where you want to put the thumb and the pinky. And so I have that fixed correctly and right. But I am used to just resting it on that part here. Every horn that I've ever bought, I've had that installed. I don't want to mess up this beautiful lacquer, so I don't know if I'll do it. I've really gotten used to it without. And I think maybe I play with a little less pressure, not having that to grip with. I don't know. But that, other than that, just that being different, that's been the thing that I think is harder for me to get used to, and that feels funny to me. But it still feels great, and I feel like it plays very comfortably and fits the hand really well, and it would fit any hand well because it's so adjustable. You know, it's just, it's very balanced. Yeah, I hope that answers the question.
Any comments from you, Dr. Fant?
If other people have tried the Yamaha series, it's balanced a lot like a Yamaha, especially an 871, which it's their brand new professional Geyer model. It's balanced like that. Before I played this, I was playing a Rauk, and it had the same exact balance for that one. A little bit more on the left hand than that, but I think it's quite even, which is quite nice, especially if you're used to a horn that doesn't weigh you down on the right hand or left hand.
Yeah. Is lacquer the only finish available?
So in the Geyer model, yes, lacquer is the only finish. In the crispy model, it'll be available in lacquer and nickel plated, nickel silver. So those will be the two options available for the crispy later on. I would love to have an unlacquered version of this horn. Maybe we'll work on that too, because I'd like to have like just the raw brass, unbuffed, unlacquered, just the unfinished product. Because I like that.
It is so beautiful, though. I mean, I play an unlacquered horn as well, or have for years. And same with the nickel silver crispy model I had was not lacquered. And so I thought, oh, you know, I don't know about this lacquer, but it hasn't really affected me in any negative way. I think it's just, I'm terrified to get a dent in it. I handle it so gingerly, but it's tough and durable. And maybe the lacquer makes it more so. I don't know. But
we can strip the lacquer off yours if you like.
No. I think I'm going to keep it.
Okay. You insist. Again, the crispy model, just as a reminder, will be available sometime next year. You know, this is again, it's a long process, and it's a completely different instrument. It's you know, not like this one at all. It's not just about the wrap; it's about the weight, and the bore size will be the same, but there's going to be a difference in the lead pipe. Just, you know, we're trying to tweak it.
Oh. Quick poll in the preference.
Oh.
Between.
Oh yeah, okay. So there is a poll in the poll section. If you hit the poll tab, what's your favorite finish for horns? You know, this is the kind of data that we collect to make other stuff. We don't do it just for our enjoyment. You know, we've taken pride on the growth of our company as a whole in being an educator or response company. So we do get feedback. That's one of the serious advantages about having our partnership with our manufacturer is, you know, we meet as a group weekly and talk about things that we need to change, things that people liked that we could make better, things that people liked that we'll continue to move on with. So it's really neat. I mean, all kinds of things have changed in the past with different instruments that we do, such as, you know, valve guides and valve materials, and you know, we're just very responsive. Our relationships with our educators is really key in how we grow as a company, and we continue to do that.
Well, so one of the things that brought me to Nashville was sort of the small town vibe of it when I first came here. And I've been here ever since. I came in '97, and I love working here. I love all of the people I work with, the studios I get to work in, the orchestras I get to play in, all my colleagues. But I hadn't really been to KHS. I didn't know. I tried the Jupiter horn, and it was fine. And I helped out with a video for them. But I've gotten closer with KHS and these people, and it's like Nashville was when I first moved to town here. It's this place in Mount Juliet, Tennessee, and I've gotten tours of the factory. I saw shelves of flutes today that would boggle your mind, the price of flutes that are in the warehouse here. They're incredible. It's an amazing company. I had no idea all the different things that were made here. And now they've introduced this amazing professional horn. And so I feel like I get to be part of the family in a real way. And they've been great about everything I've ever gotten to do with them. And so I can't speak highly enough about this organization and the people that have been putting all of this together, let alone the horn itself.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean it. How well in tune does it play? I think it plays very well in tune. It's very even.
Extremely even.
Yeah, if you noticed in the video, there's some other videos, just comparing well, she did it live a few minutes ago with the difference of the sides, and how in tune, just pressing a thumb lever down, it plays really in tune with itself. And I hear it plays really well in a section too.
Yeah, definitely.
Dr. Fant, does it play in tune?
Yes, it is very, very smooth horn. I mean, you can play any scale with it. Very even from beginning to end.
Yeah.
Awesome. Any other questions? Someone's typing. Okay, so we do have some gifts to give away. Do we have a picture of the T-shirt that we designed that we're going to be giving away? Okay, we don't have a picture. It's really neat. It's really neat. Again, it's very complicated. That's probably why we don't have a picture to throw up quite now, because it took a while of going back and forth with our creative team, but it's going to be pretty exciting when we get it done. But and so everybody that joined us here tonight is going to get a T-shirt that you'll wear with pride. It's not just your standard T-shirt with our brand name on it. It's actually a really neat 3D view of our horn. So sorry, I can't talk about it better than that, but it's really hard to describe.
Yeah, I heard you describing it earlier, and I'm coveting one.
Yep, we're really enjoying it. So we'll have that, but we're also going to give some stands away, and it looks like Adam Laird from Elkhart, Indiana, has won a stand. These are Hercules. So under our family of brands, we have several brands that we're really proud of. Of course, Jupiter being one of them, but we also own Hercules stands, which is a very popular and well-built stand in our industry, and we make a French horn stand.
Sounds strong.
Yeah, yeah, that's the idea. So Adam Laird is going to get a stand. It looks like Amanda Reuter from Springfield, Missouri, will also get a stand. So congratulations, you guys will love those. You can, if you want to know more about Hercules stands and what they actually are, you can jump on HerculesStands.com, and you can see all the products that we do. Whoop, here we go. So we're going to try to show. Here's the back of the shirt, the horn you've been waiting for. Ours are going to say the horn we've been waiting for. Yours are going to say the horn you've been waiting for. Just kidding. We're going to try to show the front of it.
Can I mention where we're located while it's coming? Like what's next door?
Oh, here we go.
Oh, there it is. Oh, wow. That's amazing.
So it's pretty neat. It's really neat, actually. So we are lucky to have a fantastic creative team here.
Can I wear it, please?
Let's put it on our. Yep, there we go. So we do a triple extra large, as you can see. So yeah, it really doesn't do it justice, but you can see we do have some descriptions in case someone asks you what's really cool about your horn that you get from us. We do have those features that we've mentioned all throughout this hour-long video with those features on it. So if you can't remember something, you just look down at your shirt and it'll be right there, and that's pretty neat. So
That is beautiful.
yeah, it's really neat. It's got the brand name on the sleeve, so it's pretty cool. You should be proud to wear it.
Yeah. That's exciting. I mean, it's exciting to have the horn, but a T-shirt too. That's
right.
Really, really cool.
Any other questions from anyone?
How soon can we get a horn?
Well, as I mentioned earlier, the fixed horns are available right now. So if you find a dealer in your area, even if you just want to try one, there's no obligation to buy it. We'd love some feedback. So if you're an aspiring student out there that's watching this video, or a professor or a teacher or anything, then we'd love for you to try the instrument. Again, there's no obligation. If you just team up with one of our dealers around the country, and we'll arrange to get the horn there. And if you like it, you buy it. If you don't, then we take it back. So it's pretty neat. So yeah, again, the fixed models in lacquer are available now. The detachable models, I do have a few, but they are probably spoken for by now. We maybe have one or two left. So those I have another shipment coming in early January. The nickel crispy models won't be available for next year, but we're not going to talk about those. Tonight is all about the Geyer model.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Feel free to
glad
come
you
to Memphis
concurred,
and try.
Dr. Fant, about that. I did another lecture about how to get kids to audition better and have success in auditions. And I'm kind of an old school Rubank book person. And I thought, no one's going to really, well, everybody I polled about what to start kids on, a lot of them said Rubank, so it's good to have good company of people that love the same thing that you love. And I feel so validated when somebody also feels strongly about something. And I so value your opinion. And you and I have not talked. You asked me how I liked being an artist, and I said I loved it. We've not discussed. And so this is the first I'm really getting to hear your viewpoint about the instrument. And I'm thrilled to know that you love it too. That's exciting.
Yeah, I really do. I really do love it. And if anyone is near or wants to come to Memphis, you can try this one. I'm available almost every day. I'll meet you and let you try it. I'll give you a room to practice in.
That's awesome.
Same in Nashville. If there's anyone who wants to try it, I bet you'd have them come out to KHS even.
Yeah, we have a concert hall in our facility that you can sit in and pretend you're playing wherever.
It's beautiful, and it's right down the street from the new Amazon
distribution center. Yeah.
Distribution center.
When we moved here, we were pretty much the only company that had a factory. That had a facility within certain square mileage, and now we've gotten a lot.
It's amazing out here. Yeah.
They're building stuff all around us right now, which is great. Even though we have tornadoes and snowstorms and all kinds of stuff here.
Did that affect your building at all?
No, our building was untouched. It completely destroyed the building next to us.
It's all the Hercules.
All the Hercules, that's right.
Well.
Any more comments, questions? No complaints? We don't take those on Thursdays?
Oh, how often does condensation collect compared to other horns?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Well, one thing about it, and I say this to my students in talking about auditions, having a really good slide grease ready to go, but you can grab both of these at the same time, give it a whirl. And so these are exactly the same size and in shape. And so if you get them mixed up, it still works as far as I can tell. And then same with the back, you can grab both of these, take them out, put them back in really easily. So even if it doesn't accrue more, I don't think, than any other horn. Also, you have this extension on the middle slide, which is often difficult to get to. You can grab that really quickly and put it back into. I'm not going to do it now, but you get the gist of it. Yeah, having them well lubricated and ready to go with Hetman's number 8. I'll do a little plug. But yeah, it's a really great system of empty. There's also a water key. So if you don't have any you want to get a close up on the water cue? There's that too, just for a quick, blow through the instrument.
Yeah.
So does that, I think that's.
The water key has a little chuck thing to it as well. Because when you're playing, it's at the perfect angle. You just reach down and keep playing. I'm certain Chuck thought of that. You don't have to
Yes,
some horns
because
just do this or this. This one you just keep playing, go.
Wow.
It's funny you should say that because it's definitely a Chuck thing because we put it in the wrong place, which was about 2 millimeters over. And, from the eye, you really couldn't tell, but he got the prototype and he's like, it has to be here because of the airflow, and how that, and the effects of the airflow through the lead pipe. So we had to move the whole thing. It was great. It's funny.
Yeah.
I think we did answer that one already.
There's no trivial questions. I love every question. I love having this discussion about instruments. So ask anything. We'll try to answer it.
So yeah, we do have a place on our job form. If you, there's a link that you can go to and to try out the instrument, and we'll find a dealer. So if you can't find a dealer in your area, then you can go there and fill it out, and it'll come directly to us, and we'll find a dealer. We'll find a way for you to try this instrument. So don't let it stop you just because you live in somewhere that there's no anybody.
Yeah. I play in the Huntsville Symphony. Sometimes I'm in Alabama. If there's anybody from Alabama that wants to come meet me at the Von Braun Center, that's an option.
Yeah, we do have a few strong dealers in Alabama too that we would be willing to help out. So
Gordon James in Chattanooga. I think he's going to have one soon, hopefully.
yep, he will be getting one of the next ones. Good.
I'm often in Texas and Oklahoma if anyone wants.
Yeah, we visit some of the trade shows that whenever we can. Obviously, those were hindered by the pandemic over the last couple of years, so we've not been traveling a lot. But we're starting to do that again, so it's great. Awesome. Well, this has been a fun experience. We hope you guys have enjoyed it. It's been a joy for us to be a part of and to talk about our horn that we're so proud of. And again, if you have any questions, find a way to reach out to us. We try to make it as easy as possible, and we'll respond. You can message us on Facebook, or again on our website. And I want to thank Jennifer Coomer for being here with us. She's been a great asset to us. And Dr. Fant, we're glad you got your technical difficulties straightened out so that you could join us. It's been
Yes,
very
I just
valuable.
want to take a second to say I'm mortified by my technology problems today, and I'm very sorry about that. But it's honestly a great horn. Anyone can contact me, and I'm happy to talk about it. It's a very nice horn, and I'm very sorry for being off with the technology.
No worries.
Oh,
We're glad you were with us.
thank you for having me too. I want to thank you again.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, folks, we're going to sign off. So have a great evening, and we look forward to seeing you at our next event.